What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the top 10 worst buyouts of 2024. And in our number one position is Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. This card was bought out to ridiculous fashions where the lowest listing was $1,000 and people did meme listings after that, $5,000, $25,000, even $50,000. And one weekend later, Konami had sponsored YouTuber openings and this card was inside and everybody lost their minds. I don't do top 10s anymore, but I think that certainly was worth the mention, and to see it just actually in real time happen like this is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and get into Phantom Nightmare week 1, and after the hype of the weekend on Snake Eyes Popular, it fell back 25% versus people who were jumping on it. For an ultra rare, keyword ultra rare, there are going to be more than secret rares, but it's still highly desired and wanted, but you're not at that 2.4 per case average where it's less than a playset. You're above a playset for it being an ultra rare, so there will be more of them to go around just a bit, and that does matter a lot when we're talking about a new release. Also, there might be genuine ban list fears already because people are comparing this a lot to the Zodiac monsters, going, oh man, +5 off of 2 cards, how could that be in the game? And then looking at this, oh how sweet, a +1 card into 8 cards, isn't that great? Like, it's crazy to actually watch people go in on it, and I think it'll be around for the WCQ season. I don't think they could go that fast, that hard, but look at the amount of sales all through the day, and it has come down despite the sales rates because competition dictates there is a greater supply meeting it. And just a couple days ago, we go to the 9th when we did the market watch, here it is. All the sales are right around $60 or even above from that hype on the release. So Popular is definitely going in different directions. I gotta say, there might be a little agenda by TCG Player because we see, look at Low, despite it going up so much, it doesn't have that good of a scan. Look how crisp Popular and Promethean Princess looks. Low is the card of the set. $80 for the secret rare. It is above most people's projections. Voiceless Voice was highly coveted. It was not a sleeper. I saw people calling this a sleeper deck, and there were so many buyouts heading in towards it. But yeah, I did not think it would be up this high. I thought it would be around 60, even out by the expensive ultras being 40 towards 50 maybe in hype, and here things do settle out in the ultras, but in the secrets it's going crazy. This box is really proving to be hitting above what most people expected, I feel like. Popular though being under this and under Princess by a good amount is interesting. Princess is basically in every fire deck, even if it's not doing the heaviest lifting in the world, and with that people are going after it in mass. We still have Popular Ultra above this, but will that stay the case? We'll have to wait and see. Generic often does win, as we see another huge buyout on Salmon Great Raging Phoenix, as we've actually hit it being, here, it's time for him to get played by everybody. We saw ridiculous buyout after ridiculous buyout, and I thought this might hit 40 max, but people are buying this out at $50. Yeah, and the lowest listings are around there, so it's getting pretty crazy for this card, stuck in a duelist pack that was on clearance for boxes at $18 during Black Friday that have rebounded up towards 40, which is still a failing box, and these ratios are terrible if you're actually diving for the card and look at everything else besides the 1 per case Sunlight Wolf. Like, you're still hunting it relative, so it's just not getting pulled to meet the demand. The supply is not going to be there. Maze of Memories, I just wanted to point out, Bonfire's listings are also pretty low compared to where they've been, and the quantities being versus the price really selling, that's not a great sign if you're trying to get this for the WCQ. So you might want to get it sooner than later using that TCG Player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Because of the amount of decks that are in the top being using this, yeah, you're gonna want it sooner than later. The Goblin cards are going. Now, I did point out this was a nice cheap rogue deck, and when you have cheap in Yu-Gi-Oh! And usable these days, it feels like things just get way too expensive. Excuse me one second. Fake Spring has allergies going a bit. Goblin Biker Big Gabanga is going gabongas. And even the quarter century secret rare is starting to go up a bit, but be aware that it has started to rebound on its graph, as well as we have the sneak peek card, which is not as abundant as it used to be, and its secret rare going up and down on listings. Also, cards for this deck that are starting to go. Ghost Trick Alucard. Every single version of this is pretty much gone, so if you have these copies laying around and you were planning to move them, now's a really freaking good time, because even the rare out of Wing Raiders is headed up above $8 at this point. And then Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief out of the quarter century secret rare version from Rarity Collection, it is going up in price right now as the nicest version, while other versions are getting looked at but not necessarily going yet. This is the top rarity out of this collection, so if you want another nice version, it's still super cheap. And why are people going for these? There's also F-Zero. F-Zero for the Goblin deck, we do see is going up for the ultra rare very significantly out of King's Copium, but the secret rare also is being met by that ultra rare. Like, this card's been somewhat stagnant for a while, like it's gone and then gone back down, speculated on, but it's around $11 also. You can see there is a little turbulence in the graph. And then the collector rare, I actually haven't peeked in at this. Looks like it's not moving and people are going just for easy access, which does speak to the rogue, cheap, me want access decks, and people haven't eaten up the nicer version because they just want to be playing something for cheap, and that's what makes things more expensive, unfortunately. People pile on it. Aromatherapy Angelica. If you've been picking these out of bulk like me, it's probably time to let them go, and maybe I'll be able to find them in all these piles, but it's around a $5 card, actually sold out at $5, $10 lowest listing, and people want access to this for plant good stuff. This is a heavy recursion monster. The first effect is during either player's turn, you can discard this card, then target an aroma monster in your graveyard, gain life points equal to that target's attack, which actually can come in clutch, especially with the time rules, unfortunately. While your life points are higher than your opponents, you control Aroma Monster, and this card's in your graveyard. You can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. And in modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, hey, banishing isn't all that final, right? So this card is indeed going crazy, and is a plant tuner as well. In the reprint category also, this card's been being bought out and bought into, and is at its maximum price pretty much in a long time. And guess who got reprinted as well in the Battles of Legend collection? This card. So just be aware, this card's probably going to tank in price. And even though this is secret, I would guess the Jump Ultra would actually go towards the forefront of things. But we'll wait and see how that pans out. I believe its reprint is in the secret rare category of the Battles of Legend box. And Absolute Zero finally reprinted, and it gains a secret rare, which is the top rarity for the card. It'll compete against the Jump Ultra, which is very hard to find near mint because of the pack line misprinting, or I guess error in production, however you want to state it, where you have the, the entire thing stamped with this huge line through it, which would make it probably discernible in the extra deck. But yeah, a lot of these came damaged, essentially, by the printing process, so near mint, super hard to find still. This and the secret rare will take the forefront, while everything else will probably fall out in price, hopefully, from the new reprint, and we'll see where things land. I think it'll still be one of the top demanded cards out of the set, and I don't think the set is going to sell and be opened all that much, so do consider that as well, versus early listings and maybe day one on that set. That being said, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. Hopefully you enjoyed the Super Bowl if you do watch it, or the superb owls in Pokemon Go, which I'm still heavily addicted to. I just hope you had a good one. Thanks for watching.